Did you hear? Elon Musk wants to be the George Soros of the right. Here he is at Mar-a-Lago saying that's who he is.
Many of us have long said, where is the George Soros of the right? Where do we find the billionaire who will never give up on the great promise of America? And in walks Elon Musk. So God bless you, Elon, and we're so, so grateful.
Now, just to be clear, being George Soros is not a bad thing. He's actually funded a lot of progressive causes, but now Musk wants to be the Republican version and conservative version of Soros. And in Musk's mind, Soros is a bad guy. So bad that he called him a villain.
You tweeted this thing about George Soros. Well, I'm looking for it because I want to make sure I quote it properly. But, I mean, you know what you wrote. But you basically...
I said it reminds me of Magneto. It's just like, calm down, people. This is not like made a federal case out of it.
You also... you said he wants to erode the very fabric of civilization, and Soros hates humanity. Like, when you do something like that, do you
I think that's true. That's my opinion.
Okay, but why share it? Why share it? Especially, why share it when people who buy Teslas may not agree with you? Advertisers on Twitter may not agree with you. People today saying he's an anti-Semite. I don't think you are.
No, I'm definitely. I'm like a pro-Semite, if anything.
So Musk is positioning Soros as the bad guy and himself as the good guy in X-Men. However, Musk is down there at Mar-a-Lago trying to influence Trump, kind of like a bad guy would.
Mar-a-Lago has basically been brimming for the last 2 days, I'm told, with two kinds of people. Those angling for a job and those who are trying to influence Trump into hiring their picks. But one person has loomed over all of that. His name is Elon Musk. Multiple sources tell me tonight that Musk has been seen at Mar-a-Lago nearly every single day since Donald Trump won, dining with him on the patio at times. Today, they were seen on the golf course together. Musk has been in the room when world leaders have called Trump. And tonight we've learned he's also weighing in on staffing decisions, making clear his preference for certain roles even.
So there you have it, folks. The richest man in the world influencing the leader of the free world. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? And they have plans. He's got people working with him like Ramaswamy.
We have a once-in-a-generation mandate right now. The American people have voted for drastic reform of the government, and our federal government is broken. It's no secret that it is a fourth branch of government, the administrative state that makes most of the rules, that creates a federal bureaucracy that's hampering our economy. So what do we want to do? We want to go in and slash and burn that bureaucracy to help Americans, stimulate the economy, and to restore self-governance again, Sean. The people we elect to run the government, they're not even the ones who run the government anymore. It's these unelected bureaucrats. Republican politicians have talked about fixing this for a long time, not with a lot of progress. So I do think it's going to take a couple of outsiders. Elon and I have built a great friendship over the last year. We're working together intensely, and we're not going to stop till we get the job done.
By the way, anyone noticed when I said Ramaswamy, I smiled because his name is just fun to say. Ramaswamy. However, he's not a fun guy. Neither he nor Elon are fun guys with ideas that are going to help you, the average person. By the way, side note, Ramaswamy was saying that they want to get rid of the deep state. They want to get rid of the bureaucracy. They want the people to be represented by the people that they elected. Just a side note, Ramaswamy was not elected. Neither was Elon Musk. But now they're going to have a lot of influence in Trump's administration. Matter of fact, they created something called DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency. So their idea is we're going to make government a lot more efficient. Now, let's just start first of all by saying government is not absolutely efficient and perfect. There are problems in bureaucracy, absolutely 100%. However, to put in charge the richest man in the world and this other guy, Ramaswamy, and all these rich dudes who have somehow convinced people that they're going to look out for them, it does not sound like they're looking out for the little man. What they're looking for is they're looking for deregulation. They're looking for ways to make more money. They're looking for ways to gain favor. Elon Musk is already one of the richest men in the world. Mark my words, in 4 years, if things go as he has planned, he will probably be one of the first trillionaires we've ever had. You know what this reminds me of a little bit is the Putin's oligarchs. That's basically what we got here. Putin's oligarchs, if you guys remember when Putin invaded Ukraine, America put sanctions against a lot of Putin's oligarchs, took some of their boats and their yachts, in the hopes that they would put pressure on Putin and Putin would back out of the war in Ukraine. However, it turns out Putin is actually more powerful than all the oligarchs, and he basically told them to go screw themselves, and they seem to have not cared either because they have so much money, they don't care. The only difference in America is that the oligarchs, being somebody like Elon Musk and the other billionaires, your Peter Thiels, all these tech bros who, first of all, helped get J.D. Vance installed as the vice president because they recommended him and they pushed him because he's also one of them. These people are actually worth more than Donald Trump, all the tech bros. And so whereas Putin has more power than his oligarchs, in America, one could argue that the oligarchs have more power than the president because they are in his ear. They have funded a lot of his campaign. And here we are. You saw in that report, Elon Musk is on calls with world leaders. Elon Musk is good at some things, but he does not have experience running a country. He does not have experience in the international world. And yet here he's going to be Trump's number one advisor. He's going to be the George Soros of the right. Now let's go back to poor George Soros. George Soros is a multi-billionaire who has been funding progressive causes. And what happened was that led to him being attacked by the right, saying no matter what happens, it's George Soros funded. Are people getting transgender surgery? That's George Soros. Are immigrants coming? That's George Soros. Are Black Lives Matter? That's George. They just keep blaming George Soros. COVID, George, everything's George Soros. But the truth is, George Soros is just someone who has been giving to progressive causes. You can look it up. I tried to find anything that he did that might have seemed like, a bad thing. But to me, a lot of the stuff, he's helped fund a lot of people that are in poverty and they need help. He's helped fund a lot of progressive causes, and good for him. He can do whatever he wants. But now Elon Musk says, I want to do that for conservatives. And one of the things we got to remember about Elon Musk is this is pretty personal for him in that his daughter went through transgender surgery, and Elon Musk was in an interview, and he said that when he basically said his son died, rather than saying I love my daughter, he said his son died, which just shows you what a cold heart the guy has, in that he is now distanced from his daughter, and rather than loving his child, he said you're dead to me, and he said that set him off on this battle to fight the woke virus, the woke mind virus. Now, you can trace this all back because there was a time when, first of all, after January 6th, Donald Trump wasn't even on Twitter anymore. He'd gone into purgatory. He'd gone away. We thought we were done with him. And the social media networks, the Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all of them had basically kicked him off. They're private companies. They could do whatever they want. But it was actually what I thought was a sane thing to do and a good thing to do for America, because it was going to move us forward back into some level of sanity, back into some level of cohesion and coming together. And yet, once Elon Musk bought Twitter and changed the name to X, he set out on bringing Donald Trump back. He started by saying that, we're going to have freedom of speech at any cost. Think about this. All of these social media networks do not have the regulations that a regular TV network would. You can't say half the things you say on Twitter. You can't say on one of these networks, because networks that are actually on television, there's regulations. There's things that regulate them. But the social media pages, they are not regulated, and Elon Musk would like them to be even less regulated. So anybody who's on Twitter, anybody who's on some of these social media pages will tell you that it's just becoming more and more hate spewed, just bile. And what he did was bringing back Donald Trump and him himself pushing his own page and then starting to push conspiracy theories from, for example, when Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul Pelosi, was attacked in San Francisco by somebody who had mental health issues and with a hammer. That should have been a moment where people on all sides had said, wow, this is not acceptable. Political violence is not acceptable. However, Elon Musk took this tweet that was out there that he implied that there was more to the story than what we all saw, that Paul Pelosi wasn't attacked by some crazy guy, but rather Paul Pelosi was attacked by someone who was a male prostitute or something, and there was some sort of love issue going on there. So that's a conspiracy theory that he tweeted to his millions and millions of followers, and that's just not good for democracy, and that leads us down a dark path. And he was also the guy who tweeted when there was an attempt on Donald Trump's life, rather than saying, "Hey, slow everything down. We cannot condone political violence of any kind from any side." He, rather than seeing it like that, posted a tweet saying, "Oh, it's interesting that they're trying to kill Donald Trump, but they haven't tried to kill Kamala Harris, or they haven't tried to kill Joe Biden." And that, again, going to his millions and millions of followers, the odds are there's some followers in those millions and millions who are not stable, who might look at that and go, "Yeah, what's going on? There's a conspiracy going on here. They're trying to kill our guy. I'm going to go kill their guy." You see how this all works? Words have meaning, and Elon Musk is basically in this world acting like they don't, just saying and doing whatever he wants. Tweeting that thing about George Soros being a villain and just saying, "Hey, it's freedom of speech. I can do whatever I want." Yeah, but your words have meaning, and we should have some sort of decorum, and we should have some sort of regulations. But the problem is, now that Trump is won, and we have a Republican Senate, and we have a Republican Congress, the odds of them regulating social media sites are very low, slim to none. The only thing they're going to do is they're going to keep deregulating. And guys like Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy and Donald Trump will just get richer and richer and richer. And the poor people who voted for them will just remain poor. But somehow they have convinced these people that they care for them. They've convinced these people that somehow if they get richer, they'll give you money. Trickle-down economics is going to work. Don't worry about it. Even though in the past 40 some odd years since trickle-down economics started under Ronald Reagan, the disparity of wealth has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. Trust me, you hang in there long enough, it's coming back for you. I don't think so. Even Elon Musk was in an interview leading up to this election saying that he's going to be involved with Trump to help him cut down the costs of government, and that it was going to be hard for a while for the average person. You have to tighten your belt a little bit, but in the long run, it's going to be good for you. Easy for a guy who's worth hundreds of billions of dollars to say. And if you want any sign that this guy basically bought the election, look at how much he made coming out of the first week of the election. He gave something like, $120 million from his political action committee to the Trump campaign. But the first week out, Tesla and all of his net worth increased by $15 billion. That's a great investment. Great return on investment. And now he's in the ear of Donald Trump, who, by the way, we all know is for sale anyway, anytime. And by the way, we find out that Elon Musk was in talks with Putin and in contact with Putin. So really, this is no longer a America versus Russia, America versus China. It's none of that stuff. It's the super wealthy versus everybody else. And unfortunately, the super wealthy have done a good job of convincing a good portion of the everybody else that they're looking out for them, and they're not. And so now you have Elon Musk, the George Soros of the right, with actually bad intentions. George Soros seems to be helping progressive causes and helping people. Elon Musk wants to benefit himself and all of his buddies. Doesn't seem to have any social programs that are going to benefit you or the average person. Well, it's going to be interesting, folks. 4 years of this. We'll see what happens. I'm a comedian. My name is Maz Jobrani. I have a special on YouTube. It's called The Birds and the Bees. It's free. Check it out. Hit play. Watch it. If you like it, tell your friends. If you don't like it, move on. I'm also on tour, so come see me live. MazJobrani.com. Bye.